If you have a flask of water, you know, a very tall flask of water, a glass flask, at the bottom is mud. So the mud would represent delusions, afflictions, contaminated minds. If you leave the water alone, the mud sinks to the bottom and it looks like the water is clear, is clean. When you stir up the water, the mud naturally comes up and pollutes the water. In the same way, when you stir up the mind, then the contamination comes into the mind, and it appears as though the delusion and the mind are inseparable. But in actual fact, they're separable. Your mind is not the delusion, because if it was 24 hours a day, you would have the delusion. You go to bed with the anger, you wake up with the anger, and sometimes this happens, right? We get angry, or we have jealousy, we have hatred, and it goes on and on and on. But then it started, and it will finish, hopefully. Mindfulness works to a degree depending on the intensity of the emotion. So here, what it's saying is, when the suffering is arising, you can observe the emotion. Just watch it. Just be aware of it, as if you're watching TV. Instead of moving forward into the emotion, you're sitting back and just watching the emotion. You're noticing its presence. I see anger, I see jealousy, I see doubt, whatever it is, but I notice it. That means we're not suppressing. So now we're using mindfulness or self-awareness to be aware of the arising in our mind of an emotion such as anger, especially in the beginning, before it becomes too strong. Then we can control and deal with it effectively. Through regular practice of meditation, our mind will be calmer and less likely to react with anger. Because you're watching the emotion, you have an awareness of the emotion, you have a choice. I observe, I see the anger, but is this what I want? Do I want to be angry? You have a choice.